Hello, everyone. You're more than welcome to this wonderful space about the Language Center podcast. My name is Durley, and today I want to introduce you someone that is wonderful, that is here with me today. I'm pretty sure you might have seen her around our campus, maybe in any office, and it's Monica. Good
Hey,
morning.
good morning, Durley. How are you today?
Doing wonderful. Okay, Monica, thank you so much for taking this time and sharing with us and well, letting us know also a bit more about you. All of us know you are the vice president, the academic vice president in our campus and university. But I think this is a wonderful opportunity to get to know a bit more that Monica, that adventurous Monica, that, I don't know, that person that is always dreaming, working for her dreams and also for the community. So I would like to, I don't know, like that you speak to us a bit more about yourself. Not just from that personal point of view, but also maybe from something that I call the hidden part, right? Like, who is Monica?
Who is Monica? Well, thank you so much for the space, for the opportunity to talk and have this fresh conversation. Well, who is Monica? What you see is what you get. This is Mónica Castaño. I am a paisa here from Medellin. My family is also from Medellin, so poor 100% from Antioquia. I have two brothers, one brother and one sister, and my mom. I don't have a daddy. My daddy died when I was 1 year old, so I didn't know him. I am just a free thinker person. I like to be open to know people, to visit spaces, to know different cultures. I think that God created the world for us to know and learn from everybody. So I love to travel, to meet people from different cultures. When I was young, I was a sport person. I was a speed skating in competitions for speed skating from my university. I studied in the Universidad de Antioquia. So I was from the speed skating team and from the volleyball team. So I was most likely practicing sport 4 hours a day and then studying math. I am a mathematician. So this is the base of Monica.
Wow, good times.
Yeah, very good times, you know. Still, I wish that I can speed skate again, but it's not possible.
Okay, yeah, maybe one day you can try.
One day in heaven, maybe, not in this land.
All right. Well, you were mentioning that you love traveling. I have a curious question. What is the first country you visited? I think the first time you go out of your country is one of those most meaningful moments of
Yeah.
your life. So what was the first country you visited?
I will never forget that first trip outside of Colombia. That was December 1999. Okay, long time ago.
Yeah.
I flew to Scotland.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I flew to Scotland on December 31st. And so that was my first time. I was studying English, so I was really afraid that I was not able to communicate. I was traveling alone. My sister was waiting for me in Scotland. She was living there. So she called me one day and say, buy the ticket. This is your opportunity to come. So I just went, and I remember that I paid $700 for a ticket from Medellin to London, Aberdeen, Scotland. I flew to Aberdeen. That was 14 hours flight. But was the most amazing experience. I arrived there at 11 p.m. and then I went to a New Year's dinner with my sister. I didn't sleep that night. I needed to get used to the new schedule. I had the opportunity to go around Scotland. I went to Edinburgh. I don't know how is the right pronunciation in English. And I do remember the castles. I I cannot delete those images from me.
Astonishing.
Yes, yes, those are an amazing, amazing experiences. Castles in every single city. So I think that I took a risk. I was successful. My English was not the best. I arrived in the Aberdeen airport. I saw my sister and my brother-in-law, and I immediately start crying because I say, okay, I made it. But that was an amazing experience.
And you just arrived on time, like to receive the new year.
Correct. Was perfect. Was the perfect moment.
It couldn't be better.
Yes.
Wow. What was the first thing you thought when you landed in a new country? What was maybe the things that were catching for you, that you were observing a lot? What was your first impression?
Well, when we went into the car, so I started looking at the architecture and the construction. And because it was winter, so for me it was really gray. Oh, this is so dark, so gray, because, you know, in Latin America, we had a lot of colors outside of the houses. We dress colorful, but it was a little sad for me. Was at night also. Then the next morning, it still was sad because that was the moment when I discovered how they do the construction of the houses. It's with granito. That is a gray material, gray. So all the houses outside looks very similar. And so that gives you like a perception of everything is cold, quiet, and sad. But it's not like that. It's just the colors. So that was my first thing. So I learned many things, but that was my first impression.
Do you think the use of colors, for example, in Scotland and in Colombia, is related with any cultural thing, maybe any cultural identity?
I believe that is true. We are really passionate people. We are happy, you know, we are loud people, but they are a little more
Suburb,
quiet.
I would say.
Yes, more relaxed, even in the meetings, the way that they say hi to you. In the morning, they are very passive. We went to a bowling alley to play. And say, okay, this is so different. In Colombia, we are so happy playing, but they were quiet. So they are more quiet people, but it's still very good. The experience that I had with the people from Scotland, they had a high culture, so they read a lot. So you can have really interesting conversations about art, about any topic that you want, but they are calm. That's it. But they are amazing. I love it. I love it, the culture. I love it, the food. So.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Well, we're talking about Monica's first trip. So obviously it had to be wonderful. But I want to make this question. Was there something you missed about Colombia? Maybe it was like the New Year, so maybe your mom or anything else you missed from Colombia?
When I went there for the first time, I didn't miss anything. I need to be honest. I was so excited, and that was my first trip outside of Colombia. And I was with my sister, of course. So still you feel, okay, I'm with family. But no, I didn't miss anything. Really, really.
Okay.
I stayed there for a month only, for a month. So it was a good experience.
All right. Well, I know you also lived in United States, which is a country most people would like to visit, or we have heard many things, at least watched many movies,
Yes.
right? So if we talk about cultural stereotypes, what is something that maybe you feel changed your mind when you were in this country?
Okay, I think that one of the first things that you need to change for the people is that the fact that you had an accent doesn't imply that you are no intelligence. They make a relation between your accent and how do you think. So for me, it was really hard to let the people understand, okay, I am a well-prepared person. My English is not perfect, but just see my performance. And when you see my performance, so you will understand who I am really. So I think that was my big fight all the time, because they stereotype you based on your accent. And the second issue that I faced when I went to United States was the fact that I was from Colombia. So I didn't receive questions about the flowers, about the bananas, about the diversity of birds that we had. No, I received questions about the drug dealers. So it's for you to really be smart at the moment that you answer the question. So I openly spoke and say, I don't even know a single marijuana plant. I had no idea how that looks. I mean, that was 20 years ago. So for them to understand that it's just a minority of Colombian that were in the drugs business. So that is the other fight that you have. And the third one is that we all are Mexicans just because we speak Spanish.
Oh, wow.
When you are right there, you say, oh, you speak Mexican? Excuse me. Yes, you speak Mexican. No, I speak Spanish and I am from Colombia. So this is some issues that you had to face. But if you really want to enjoy being outside of your country, you need to be open to those questions.
Yeah.
And you need to understand that not everybody knows where is even Colombia. The people is ignorant about our country. So you really need to be patient and teach them the beautiful country that you are coming from.
Yeah.
And that will help you to avoid those barriers that you feel like, okay, I cannot stay here. You know, you really need to learn to speak about you and your country, and some stereotypes can disappear.
Yeah, I second that. I remember when I was in Asia, no one knew Colombia.
Exactly.
So almost always when someone were asking me like, where are you from? I was always saying, I'm from Colombia, South America. Like to locate them immediately in the map. It's like, there is a continent America, so it's South America. So at least they were like, oh, okay. Like immediately I was answering in that way, and they were like kind of locating the country.
Correct. That is a good tip. That is a way to face that question. Good.
Yeah, and definitely there are many stereotypes that people usually think about Colombians, as you were saying, drugs and all that, and sadly it is still happening nowadays.
Yes. And do you know what doesn't help us? The Pablo Escobar TV shows.
Yeah.
So because that is the image that the people has about us and about our country. So you really need to be intentional when you speak about Colombia, who we are really. We are not that. Those are TV shows. Those are products, you know, to sell and make money. But we are really different country, are really smart, with a big diversity in many areas. So when you go outside of your country, be an ambassador of Colombia.
Yeah, that's a good tip you're giving us today. Yeah. Well, it is said, talking about stereotypes, it is said that Americans are not good in geography. Are not good at geography. Do you confirm that? Do you think they're bad at geography? What do you see there?
Listen, the moment that I get the questions, do you speak Mexican? So my brain say, okay, you really need to work here to let the people understand where is Colombia. That has changed because the population of Latin American population has grown in the United States. So when I was there working and living there, we were already projecting the number of enrolled students that we will need to attend because they were Hispanic. And right now is the second population. In some universities is the white, the Latino, and then the Afro-Americans, okay? So right now we are in the second place. In universities like Southern Tennessee, the first population are the Hispanics one. So that has growth. That means that the Americans also has been educated in, where are you coming from? So it's Latin America, you know, you are coming from Europe and also you speak Spanish, you are from Central America. So I think that they have growth in that part. When I was when I was there 20 years ago, maybe still I found that they really need to know about geography. And I think that is one important reason. They talk about America. So they are America. They didn't identify themselves like North Americans. That was part of my speak. Okay, I'm from South America, you are from North America. So Americas is the three, we are talking about North, we are talking about Central, we are talking about South. So that is a speech that you need to have very clear in order to educate them. They don't have bad intentions. It's the way that they have been taught for years. So.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I remember a couple of years ago that I got to know that before the American War, like between Americans and Mexicans, the Mexican territory used to be more than a half of the United States.
Correct.
So once I knew that, I was like, wow, like definitely that is part of Hispanic history.
Correct.
And there is no reason, when you think, for example, about cultural stereotypes, there is no reason to feel that different because history is always linked and history will always connect us and take us here and there.
Totally. So you see that issue in Texas and California. So when you are there, you identify that a big part of the cities are Hispanic population because those were the areas that were from Mexico.
Yeah.
And exactly happened in California. So it's interesting. The United States culture is interesting and the diversity is amazing. It's amazing. I think that you had to go there and focus in the multicultural aspects and the diversity of the population. That really enriched your experience.
Okay, thanks for sharing that. Well, time is always, we're
Limit.
just, it's always limit. So before we finish, could you give us maybe some tips or a final idea about how we can maybe face and open ourselves to these kind of experiences?
Durley, I believe that there is a principle that I have, and it's from Galatians, from the Bible. There is no difference between us. There is no difference of colors. There is no difference of religions. We are the same. We are God's sons and daughters. So with that view, I go to any country and just learn from you because you have some things that I don't. And I want to learn those because I'm sure that they are going to be amazing for me. So when you go with your open mind and understand that every single person has something to teach you, so you really enjoy any culture, any country.
Okay, thank you so much, Monica. And thank you guys for joining us today. And I'll see you in our next episode. Bye.